I've made millions of dollars with my SMMA, and I've helped hundreds of people hit 10K per month. But the craziest part is that each and every one of them followed a step-by-step blueprint in order to get there. You see, there's a proven way to start an SMMA in 2024, and it's so powerful that all you have to do is follow a copy and paste strategy. It's no surprise that we've had hundreds of people make six figures with SMMA. In fact, we've even had teenagers make millions of dollars with this model. With that in mind, their success boiled down to one thing. They understood this business model inside and out. And if you don't, then you're holding yourself back. But once you fix that, you'll be able to start setting appointments, closing appointments, and getting your clients the best results. This video is a full mini course on how to actually start an SMMA in 2024 and scale it to $10,000 per month. With that in mind, sit back, relax, and let's dive in. All right, guys, how to actually start an SMMA in 2024. And if I was starting over from scratch as a complete beginner with $0, this is the game plan that I would follow step by step. Step one, we have to talk about mindset. And the idea here is that if you don't become a 10K per month human being, you're never going to become a 10K per month agency owner. So you need to develop the mindset, the beliefs, and the identity of a 10K per month entrepreneur and human being before you can become 10K a month agency owner. So a lot of people skip the mindset, but if you actually look at all the rich people in the world, what do they go back to? Mindset. What do they talk about? Mindset. So we're going to start. I'm going to make it super quick, but just diving into the key philosophies that I believe you should have in order to actually go out and crush it. All right, with that in mind, let's dive into philosophy number one. You have to be willing to take the first step. Most beginners are so overwhelmed with all the things that need to happen with this never-ending to-do list, and they never actually take the first step. Or even worse, they'll consume content on and on and on, but never actually go out and take action. The very first lesson that I want to give you guys around mindset is that you have to take the first step like your life depends on it. Because if you don't, you may be stuck in this never-ending loop of learning, educating yourself, adding all of these unimportant things to your to-do list, but never actually taking action. So that's lesson number one. Principle number two. Most people follow the principle of ready, aim, fire. But what I want you guys to do is fire, ready, aim. Here's what I mean. Most people will overcomplicate everything and plan and make sure everything's perfect before firing the gun. And as a beginner, you still don't really know what you're doing. You have to just take action, move fast, and then let the data behind that action tell you what to do moving forward. Instead of waiting for everything to be perfect, instead of planning everything out, I want you guys to follow this step-by-step blueprint and actually take action on it. Fire, so take action, then analyze, well, what could I do a little bit better? What did I do not so well? What did I do really well that I should do even more of? And then go back, aim, and fire again. Again, most people wait for this perfect moment, wait for everything to be lined up, and they never fire. Which brings us to the next lesson. You want to be reactive instead of proactive. Most beginners tend to be proactive. They want everything to be perfect. They are worried about steps 8, 9, and 10 before they ever take step number 1. And as you can see, all of these are interrelated. It comes down to you guys taking fucking action. If you guys can build the confidence to take action and let the actions tell you what to do next, you will have a much higher chance of actually succeeding and scaling to 10K per month. So fear is going to come up a lot. When we talk about scaling to 10K a month, there's going to be a lot of fear because there's going to be a lot of things that you're not comfortable with. You're probably not comfortable getting rejected. You're probably not comfortable getting told no. You're probably not comfortable cold calling a bunch of business owners. And you're going to have to do these things that you don't want to do in order to get to 10K a month. So at this point, the biggest piece of advice that I would give you guys is to ask yourself, how can I get comfortable with being uncomfortable? Instead of asking, how can I avoid the discomfort? The only way that you're going to get comfortable with the fear is to lean into it. It's not going to be by avoiding it. And this is one of the key things that also holds most people back from taking action. And again, as you guys can see, it's all interrelated. If you are afraid to take action because you're afraid that you're going to be told no, or you're afraid that you're going to be rejected, then what happens is that you never end up taking action and you get paralyzed. But I want you guys to know how your mind works. The only way to overcome the fear is by getting really nice and cozy with that fear, not by distancing yourself. Side note, this is why whenever I'm afraid or dealing with something mentally, what I actually do is close my eyes and just feel it, trying to get comfortable with that feeling as opposed to running away. Next, let's talk about setting and closing appointments. When you're a beginner, client results absolutely matter. You have to get your clients amazing results, but most beginners don't have a single client to get results for. And you need to focus on setting and closing appointments like your life depends on it, because if you never have a client, you're never going to get them great results. And I'm going to give you guys some frameworks that you can follow to actually get your clients great results without putting any risk on them, so that even if you do mess up for whatever reason, there's not as much risk on them. So with that in mind, you guys need to go into this business model with a mindset like you are on a mission to set and close appointments like your life depends on it. Because again, most people never go from 0 to 1. Once you get to 1, going from 1 to 10 is a lot easier. Once you get to 10, going from 10 to 100 is even easier because you have momentum, you have speed. It's almost like right now there's a giant rock that you're trying to move. Once you move it, it's going to start to build momentum. Now, what happens when you're moving it and moving it and moving it? Now you could do a huge push and you have momentum driving this huge rock forward. Imagine it's a circular rock, by the way. Whereas if you're just starting out and there's this huge heavy rock, you're having to put so much force into it, and it's barely even moving. It's barely even moving. It's barely even moving. And this is where most people give up. Most people will start to take action and it doesn't work, and they give up. And at the beginning, when you don't have any momentum, you're learning all these new skills, you're overcoming all of these fears, you're adapting into this new identity of being a 10K a month entrepreneur. Everything is stacked against you, and you have to keep in mind that going from 0 to 1 is the absolute hardest. So the easiest way to build that momentum and to push that rock is by focusing on setting and closing appointments. If you can focus most of your energy there, I promise you, you will begin to build momentum, and then you'll actually have clients to be able to get amazing results for. To add on that, we have to talk about killing plan B and shiny object syndrome. You guys have to be willing to go all in. If you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you're never going to make it. Think about it. The game of business is a sport. You're playing against yourself, and you're also playing against all of your competitors. Now, if you're not all in, not only are you losing to yourself, but you're also losing to every other person that is all in. So for example, let's say they have one chiropractor agency owner who is all in. He's dialed in, focused, doing whatever it takes to win and building a chiropractor SMMA. And you're treating it kind of like a side hustle that you do here and there. And maybe you watch a YouTube video, maybe you send out a cold email, but you're not taking it seriously. That other person's going to destroy you. So you have to really be willing to go all in and kill all of your other plans. And what actually happens is most people add all of these businesses, they add all of these niches to feel better in case the first one goes wrong. But what ends up happening is you spread yourself too thin and you allocate your energy to a bunch of different business models or a bunch of different niches all at once, and you never actually give enough energy to the main one to actually get it moving and to build momentum when you need it most, which is at the beginning. So you guys have to go all in. You have to kill plan B, plan C, plan D, and go all in on plan A. And last but not least, you have to kill your shiny object syndrome. The only reason you get shiny object syndrome is because you feel excitement around other things, because this first thing is really hard. Right now, you're wanting to start an agency, or maybe you already have one. You're struggling to hit 10K a month. At the beginning of your journey, you're really excited. It's new. You're growing, you're learning, and what you realize is that it's really fucking hard. And as soon as you realize that it's really fucking hard, what most people do is they start to look for shiny objects that excite them, feel easy, and they want to feel that new energy again. But what happens is that, again, they take their energy and they allocate it to multiple different things, when at the beginning you need to allocate all of your energy into one thing. And if you're like, Joel, you have multiple businesses, how are you able to do that? Well, I have leverage. At this point, I have so much experience. I have a huge team with over 25 people. I have capital that I can invest. I have connections. So I have more leverage to be able to do more than one thing. But at the beginning, it's extremely important that you kill all shiny objects, you kill plan B, and you go all in on the one thing so that you can actually build enough momentum to move the rock and to go from 0 to 1. Which brings me to my last lesson on mindset. It's my favorite one, which is why I left it for last, the popcorn effect. When you put a bag of popcorn into the microwave, it doesn't automatically pop. You wait about 30 seconds and you start to hear some pops. You wait about another minute. Now it's popping like crazy. And if you wait even more, the bag is going to be ready to explode. But what happens is most people put the bag into the microwave and they're like, why isn't it exploded? And here's the lesson. There's always going to be a delay from when you take action and when you see a result. There's always going to be a delay from when you send a cold email and when you get a client. There's always going to be a delay from when you have your first 20 sales calls and when you start closing like a really good closer. There's always a delayed effect between your actions and the results. So what happens is most people begin to move this rock, right? And they don't see a result and then they give up. But it's really important that you keep pushing against that rock to get it to move, even if you don't see the results of those actions just yet. It's kind of like when you go to the gym. Imagine the first time you ever went into the gym. You didn't automatically get a six-pack and get jacked and build crazy strength. And you probably didn't see the results of going to the gym for maybe a year or two. And then all of a sudden, you're actually seeing results. But it's because there was a delayed effect between all of the action that you took and the results of those actions. So keep that in mind as you go into this journey. If you guys want more additional information on mindset, I have an entire mindset masterclass for free on YouTube. You guys can check this out. And then, as you guys know, I'm on a mission to destroy all of the gurus on the internet by giving everything away for free. And I put up a course with over 100 hours of modules for free on the internet. You guys can go grab it here. And there's an entire section called Pre-Pillar, which goes over mindset. All right, with that in mind, moving on to step number 2. Once you have the mindset dialed in and you know what it takes to actually win, you're ready to take action, you're willing to be patient, you're willing to go all in, and you're willing to wait to see the results of those actions. Now it's time to pick a niche. I believe that everyone should pick a niche within the first day. It should not take you more than 24 hours. Now, here's my favorite niche. It's one that's proven to work. I like niches where there's a bunch of other 7-figure agency owners. I don't want to recreate the wheel. One of the best aspects of this business model is that it's proven to work. So if I go into an unproven niche, I just lost one of the biggest benefits of this model. So instead, what I want to do is I want to go into a niche that's proven to work, where all I have to do is figure out how to be better or different. With that in mind, if you can also find a niche where you have a competitive advantage or where you feel really comfortable talking to people in that niche, go in that direction. For example, one of our students, his brother is a dentist and he owns 4 practices. I said, yo, go into the dental niche. Your brother is a literal dentist. If you have any questions about dentistry, call your brother. You want to know how this works? Call your brother. You want your brother to film ads? Call your brother. You want to create content? You can literally go to the practice and create content sitting on the dental chair. You could host a podcast with a really nice mic on the dental chair, just chilling because of your brother. So if you have a competitive advantage, take it. And also, if you grew up talking to roofers, for whatever the case might be, maybe your dad was a roofer growing up, so you know how roofers talk and you are comfortable talking to roofers, go into that niche. So to keep it really simple, I like niches that are proven to work, where I have a competitive advantage or where I feel really comfortable talking to people in that niche. Now, what I want you guys to keep in mind is that every niche sucks. There's no magical niche. Sorry to break it to you guys. Every niche is going to be brutal. The best niche is the one that you commit to and figure out how to actually make it work for you. Alex Hormozi went into the gym niche, built a massive business. I promise you that is one of the hardest niches in the world. I went into the Cairo niche. I made millions of dollars. It is one of the toughest niches in the world. Right now, I work with agency owners. It is also a tough niche. So there's no perfect niche. The only way to win is to take a niche that sucks, which is all of them, and find a way for you to win and make it better. Make sense? Cool. With that in mind, I also created something called the niche calculator that actually helps you figure out what is the perfect niche for you. And I hosted on the free course that has over 100 hours of content. All you have to do is go to joelisgoingnuts.com. And by the way, it's 100% free. You don't have to give me a single dollar. There's no upsell. It's 100% free. It's just impossible to upload hundreds of hours of content on a YouTube video, right? So if you guys want access to that entire free course, again, I literally give everything away for free, including that niche calculator. So go check that out. I also have this YouTube video right here. It's a full masterclass on how to pick the best niche. So if you guys want more info on picking the best niche, go watch that video. All right, step number 3. Once you have selected your niche, now it's time to create an offer. Now, if you're not sure what an offer is, it's essentially your thing that you're giving the business owner in order to get them to say yes. You're saying, hey, I'm going to do this for you. Are you interested? Now, my favorite offers that are beginner friendly are a free trial where you say, hey, I want to work with you for free as a trial to see if we can get you results. And if you want to move forward after the trial, then we could talk about payment. Option number 2 is a very inexpensive paid trial where you say, hey, I'm only going to charge you $99 a week for the first 2 months, or you could say for the first 6 weeks. And then after that, it moves up to $1,500 per month. or whatever you're charging. The idea here is simple. Now it's a paid trial, so they have a little bit more skin in the game. They're going to take it a little bit more seriously. That being said, it's so tiny, $99 a week for 6 weeks. It's $600. So or a little bit less. Option number 3 is a test drive, where you essentially say, hey, do you want to test drive our system for 30 days? And you essentially tell them, hey, you're only going to have to do this for 30 days. And then if you don't want to keep moving, you can opt out. It's kind of like a free trial, but it's really more so like a month-to-month contract where you're saying, hey, if after 30 days you don't like this, we're out. And you could also do a 14-day test drive where they do pay for it. And if they don't want to keep moving forward after the test drive, they can cancel. So it's essentially a paid trial with a time limit. Third one is a performance-based offer where they are paying you whenever you deliver the result. So pay-per lead, pay-per appointment, pay-per shown appointment, pay-per close. The idea here is that they're going to cover the ad spend, and every time you generate an appointment, they'll also pay you an additional $50, let's say, or every time that you generate a shown appointment, they'll pay you an extra $100. Or every time they actually get a deal done, they pay you an extra $500. Again, you can change those numbers based on your niche, based on your market. That being said, you're getting paid when you get the result. Now, in all these scenarios, they are covering the ad spend, and that goes directly to Facebook. The reason why I love these offers for beginners is because they're removing a lot of the risk from the business owner. If the business owner pays you $2,500 a month for your marketing and you don't deliver, that's really risky. But if they're only paying you for every shown appointment and then they're covering the ads, well, they're only really risking the advertising money to promote their business. And, that's still, and most businesses need to allocate some sort of money towards marketing. So they're going to allocate it in some way, shape, or form. So this is why I love these offers for beginners. And then the last offer that I love for beginners is offering a free service to get your foot in the door. It's a free foot in the door service. Now I'm going to include this cheat sheet right here, which goes over the easiest way to land your first client and get them amazing results without being salesy. And even if you have zero experience, and what it teaches you is to actually add value and offer some other smaller service to get your foot in the door for free. So for example, you can send a cold email saying, hey, I'll build you a website, or I'll run a Google review campaign for you for free. So now instead of saying, hey, pay me for ads, you're saying, hey, I'll run your Google review campaign for free. I'll build you a website for free. I will build you a conversational AI chatbot for free. I'll install your pixel for free. I'll do all of these things for free. And then if you want, I'd be happy to show you how we can actually get you more customers with ads. So it's essentially a free foot in the door service that now you're using to start a conversation without actually pitching your main service. And then the last thing, guys, what I'd recommend for you, you can look at other offers in your niche by studying other agencies in the ads library. And then I've also given you guys a huge database with a ton of different ads where you can see different offers for many different niches here as well. Also, I'm including my irresistible offer cheat sheet that shows you how to craft an irresistible offer in 3 steps. The idea here is, if you're a beginner, run a free trial, very, very affordable paid trial, run a test drive, which is a paid trial within a given time period, or run a performance-based offer, or run a free foot in the door service offer. And again, you guys can study other offers in your niche. And I will say, after watching this video, it should only take you about an hour to pick one based on what you feel most comfortable with. If you guys want some additional materials, go watch this video. It breaks down offers more in depth. And then go watch this video as well. It goes over how one of our students scaled from 0 to 100K a month with a 30-day test drive offer. So go check those out. And with that in mind, let's move on to step number 4. Now that you have your niche, you have your offer, it's time to set up a free prospecting channel. Now, most people just pick something randomly. They'll pick cold email, they'll pick Instagram DMs without really thinking about their niche. So what you guys need to do is you need to ask yourself, where does my niche hang out? For example, doctors hang out on LinkedIn. Doctors hang out on their email. But if you were to cold call a surgeon, you're not going to get through to the surgeon. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's going to be nearly impossible. If you cold call a dentist, it's going to be extremely hard to get through the gatekeeper. However, if you send a message on LinkedIn to a dentist, they're going to respond. Or if you send a cold email to a dentist, they're going to be checking it because they have to as part of their job. However, if you are going after roofers, well, roofers are on the road and on their phone all day long. So if you cold call a roofer, it's very likely that you'll get through to them. If you cold call a plumber, it's very likely that you'll get through to them. But if you LinkedIn message a roofer or a plumber, it's very unlikely that you'll ever reach them because they're not on LinkedIn. So you really have to ask yourself, how do they communicate with other people? How do they communicate with themselves? And what are the channels where I can easily get in touch with them? This is going to be dependent on every single niche. It's going to be a little bit different based on who you're working with. The final thing that I would ask myself is, what are other agency owners having success within this niche? For example, with realtors, they are very easy to Instagram DM because they're on social media all the time, creating content all the time. And on top of that, I know a ton of agency owners that are having success by DMing realtors on Instagram. So if that's what works, that's what I would do. So I would pick one prospecting channel, again, based on where my niche hangs out, where they communicate, and what other agencies are having success with, and what other agencies are having success with within that niche. Now, I give you a bunch of examples on here: cold email, Instagram DMs, creating content, cold calling, voicemail drops, personalized looms. And I dropped a specific masterclass for each and every one of those. So with that in mind, pick one, go watch the masterclass and take action on it. Quick little warning. After watching this video, picking your niche, creating your offer, once you have all that stuff good to go, and after you've watched the masterclass for your free prospecting channel, you should send your first DM or cold email or cold call or voicemail drop or LinkedIn message within 48 hours. If it takes you longer than 2 days to actually take that first step, then you're moving too slow. Remember, fire, ready, aim. Send the freaking cold email. I don't care if it sucks. I don't care if it's the wrong script. I don't care if you send it to the wrong person. Just send the first one. And then you'll be able to go back, optimize it, make it better, and send the second one. So after watching this, once you have your niche, once you have your offer, do not take longer than 48 hours to take that first step. So with that in mind, let's move on to number 5. Once you have your niche, once you have your offer, once you have one free prospecting channel set up, it's time to run paid ads. Now, paid ads is one of the most powerful ways to grow an agency. In fact, 90% of the agencies that we've helped scale to 7 figures all leveraged paid ads. Now, if you don't have money for paid ads just yet, I would either get a job so that you can afford some money into paid ads, or just do 2 free prospecting channels. That being said, do keep in mind that most agencies do scale through ads. That is the most powerful way to scale. If you can crack paid ads, you'll be able to get clients as fast as you want. So if you are able to afford paid ads, I would do paid ads ASAP, even if you're starting out as a beginner. At this point, you're going to have to get Go High Level if you haven't already. Use this link right here. We do throw in some of our snapshots. Then you're going to want to watch this masterclass right here that shows you how to run Facebook ads to get appointments for your agency. You could also watch this one that shows you how to run TikTok ads to generate appointments for your agency. And you should take about 1 week to get your ad set up. There's going to be more technical work up front to get your paid ad set up. So once you have your niche, your offer, your free prospecting channel, and you're ready to set up your paid ads, give yourself 1 week and make it happen. Again, this is one of the things that most people delay because you're having to invest more money into your agency. But if you can crack the code on paid ads, you will never have to worry about appointments ever again. So yeah, if you have the funds, set up paid ads. If you don't, either get a job or run 2 free prospecting channels, add a second one. And once you do have the funds, dump it into ads. All right, guys, to recap, at this point, you picked your niche, created your offer, you set up your free prospecting channel, you set up your paid prospecting channel, and if you didn't have funds, you set up 2 free prospecting channels. Now it's time to scrape lists. Now, the reason why we need to scrape lists is because if we don't have a database of business owners to reach out to, then how are we going to prospect? This is going to be our list of potential clients that we're going to be contacting through cold email, through Instagram DMs, so on and so forth. So the way to do this, give you guys a few options. You can head over to D7 Lead Finder. That's probably my favorite one. Super easy to use. If you don't know how to, if you can't figure it out, literally just YouTube it or watch this video that shows you how to do it. I'm not affiliated with these guys, but it's very strong. You can get lists for every single niche, every single keyword in a bunch of different cities. So you can even filter based on everything that you want. Instagram, pages, all that good stuff. So that's probably my favorite one. If not, you can use Google Maps Email Extractor. If you're doing more LinkedIn stuff, you can use Apollo. You can also hire a VA on like Fiverr or Upwork, or you can buy a list. One of our 7-figure students, Jared McNally, has a list scraping service. You can hit him up and he can do it for you. It will be more expensive though. He's essentially going to be doing the heavy lifting for you. That being said, I would just use D7 Lead Finder again. I'm not affiliated with them. It's just the easiest way to do it. And you literally put in a city. So say here, put in a keyword, chiropractors, click get leads, and it just works. You'll scrape it. So you're going to need a list. Ideally, you have a list of your entire niche. So what I would do is I would start by going after the top 1,000 cities. So I would look up chiropractor in all the top 1,000 cities in the United States. And then I would move on to actually getting every single chiropractor in the US. Phone number, email address, Facebook page or Instagram page, all that good stuff. So that's step number 6. Scraping a list, having a database of all of the prospects in your niche to actually reach out to. Now, keep in mind, I don't want you to move on to step number 7 until you have started prospecting and have appointments. I literally want you to stop this mini course. I mean, you can keep watching this video, but after this, when you go back and start following this mini course step by step, I don't want you to move on to step number 7 until you have actually started prospecting and booking appointments. Most beginners tend to overcomplicate SMMA and make it harder than it needs to be. You need to focus on things in sequence. First, set appointments. Once you've cracked the code on that, then worry about closing appointments. Once you've cracked the code on that and you actually have clients, whether it's a free trial, not a free trial, I don't care. Once you have someone to deliver results for, then focus on client results. Set appointments, close appointments, client results. Do it in sequence. Don't move on to step number 3 before you finish step number 1. Once you have appointments, then and only then you move on to step number 7, which is writing your intro script. Now, what I would do is take this script right here. It's our proven 4-phase script. It literally breaks everything down. And what I would do is take this and just modify it for your niche. This one was written, I believe, for the dental niche. You're going to have to take it and modify it. You're also going to have to watch this video that breaks down how to conduct an intro call. And quick little shameless plug, I would also check out Sergio Tavares over here. He's my business partner and he is the god of sales. He is the best salesperson I've ever met. So once you're ready for this step, I would go and consume Sergio's channel like my life depends on it. I'm even going to link. So you're going to write your intro script. You're going to recreate it based on your niche. You're going to print it out. You're going to practice it. You're going to watch this video right here that teaches you how to follow that script. And then once you're really ready to master sales, you're going to go learn from Sergio. Once you have your intro call script done, now it's time to build your demo presentation. In SMMA, we use a 2-call close. First, you do a discovery call or an intro call to get to know the prospect, what they care about, what their pain points are, what their desires are, and then you present your solution in the form of a demonstration or a sales presentation. I give you guys 2 different templates that you guys can model. You guys can go and follow this Canva template, or you can follow my Atlas Digital template, and you're going to watch this video again. In the same video, I teach you guys how to set up both the intro call and the demo call. Now, again, you're going to take this, you're going to modify it for your niche. Do not copy and paste the demos. People are going to be like, I've already seen this. So take it, make it better, make it your own, apply it for your niche. And for the love of God, please don't steal my social proof and my clients' results. Do not do that. I don't know why I feel like I need to say that, but I'm going to just say that just in case. So make sure that you're not forging results. Do not fake social proof. Do not fake testimonials. Do not take someone else's testimonials. Go out and get your own and take the designs, take the presentations and remake them for yourself, for your agency, and for your niche. And again, watch this video that breaks down the entire sales process in more detail, which brings us to step number 9, probably the step that most of you guys care about, client results. Now, client results is hard. There's a lot that goes into it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys to go watch these videos. This one right here shows you how to generate leads. This one right here shows you how to generate appointments. This one right here shows you how to generate leads specifically on TikTok. This right here breaks down the entire solar niche. This one right here breaks down the entire chiro niche. This one right here breaks down the entire mortgage niche. This one breaks down the entire doctor's niche. This one right here breaks down the entire auto detailing niche. Now, this one as well has some really good stuff on converting leads to appointments. It actually has a live call where we call one of the client's leads. We get them to prepay for the appointment, and it's just a really good call. We successfully converted them from lead to appointment and they prepaid. So I would also watch that. And if you're like, Joel, how do I onboard these clients? I would watch this video. Right here, it breaks down how to do the entire onboarding. So once you're ready for client results, again, first focus on setting appointments. Once you have appointments, then move on to steps number 7 and 8. Once you've closed someone, even if it's on a free trial, move on to client results. And at this point, you're going to have to take a step back and learn, because I'm literally teaching you how to grow someone else's business. And these videos break everything down. You can absolutely crush it, but you are going to have to take a step back here to learn, to consume. I would literally just start by watching this video, and this video, and you're going to be very clear on, okay, I know exactly what I need to do to get clients results. Then when you're ready to onboard them, watch this video. And if you want to see specific niche examples, you can watch any of the other ones. If you're like, Joel, I want even more, well, we have an entire service delivery course that we give away for free as part of the 100-hour course that we give away for free on this link right here. So if you guys want it, go check it out. Again, you don't have to give me a single dollar. There's no upsell. It's 100% free. Just go to that link, grab the course, and pillar number 4 inside of that course is all about service delivery. So we actually have an entire service delivery course in addition to all of these videos for free within that massive course. So with that in mind, we have successfully gone from setting appointments, closing appointments, getting them great results. That being said, as always, I want to over deliver for you guys. So I'm going to hook you up with not 1, not 2, but 3 bonus steps to help you guys hit 10K per month. Bonus number 1 is to do market research. If I was starting out from scratch in a brand new niche, first thing that I would do is go and learn that niche. You could pretend to be a student. If you're already a student, you could literally say you're a student. You're going to call them and say, hey, I'm doing research as part of my graduation project, or I'm taking a marketing class online and I need to speak to business owners in this niche and get to know them and interview them. I'd love to learn more about what you guys care about what you guys see as the future for this industry, what you guys hate about marketing, so on and so forth. So you're going to reach out as a curious student and interview business owners in your niche to get market research. And market research really means you're going to get to know them. And this is what you want to find out. You want to find out their biggest pain points. You want to find out their biggest desires. You want to find out what they've already tried. You want to find out industry lingo. You want to find out what are the average industry goals. So what I would do is I would say to a client, hey, what are the things that you guys hate about your job? What do you guys hate about this industry? What do you hate about growing your roofing company? What is the hardest part about growing your roofing company? If I could wave a magic wand and get rid of all of your problems, what problems would you want me to get rid of when it comes to growing your roofing company? As far as their biggest desires, you're going to ask them, in your dream world, what does your roofing company look like? In a perfect world, what does marketing for your roofing company look like? So on and so forth. You're going to ask them, what have you already tried? Have you tried ads? Have you tried other agencies? What was your experience like? What did you like? What did you not like? You're going to ask them about industry lingo, like, hey, are there any specific words or terms that I should know about in this niche? What do you guys call your clients? Do you call them customers? Do you call them patients? Do you call them jobs? Do you call them, so on and so forth? What kind of clients do you want? For example, in roofing, do you want commercial roofs? Do you want residential roofs? Do you want high income areas that have roofs? Do you want areas that have been affected by hurricanes? I would get to know them on that deep level, so that I could really create sales scripts, marketing assets, my demo presentation, all around those exact things that they are after. You're going to ask them, like, what's your goal? Is your goal 100 patients a month? Is it just an extra 10? Is your goal to retire? Is your goal to make a shit ton of money? Is your goal to exit? You're going to want to know all of these things. And I would actually do market research for a bunch of different people within that niche, not just one business. I would try to get at least 5 business owners. And at the end, you're going to ask them this very powerful question. What would be your dream marketing solution that if I built this, you would be willing to pay $1,500 per month for it? They're essentially going to tell you exactly what you need to go out and build. And even better, if you actually go out and build it, you can always come back to these guys and be like, hey, I built this. You want to check it out? So that's bonus number 1. Bonus number 2, start a podcast. This is one of the easiest ways to get your foot in the door, start to build authority, get to know the niche, knock out some market research, all while building content. So one of the easiest ways to, again, just get your foot in the door in an industry is to build a podcast. And I would invite successful business owners in your niche, and I would invite potential strategic partners that I can bring on. So we'll talk about that next as part of bonus number 3. But essentially, we're going to reach out with a script kind of like this. Hi, we're launching a brand new TikTok podcast for physical therapists called PT Talk. This is a new style podcast where it's both a podcast and it's alternative to viral short form videos. We will be taking all of the clips from the podcast, editing them. You guys can use them for your own content to promote your clinic. We're only taking on 10 clinics and would love to have you on as a guest. It would only take 30 minutes on Zoom. Would Dr. John potentially be interested? best grind. So you're going to reach out with a script kind of like this. And guess what? People want to feel special and people want to increase their status. So when you tell them things like viral, when you tell them we're only taking on 10 clinics and would love to have you on as a guest, what's going to happen is they're going to be like, oh my God, yes, this is great. I feel special. I never get asked to go on a podcast. Little do they know you're using this as a way to build a relationship, to get your foot in the door. Now you have content where you could literally show your prospects, hey, look at me with a bunch of different physical therapists. You could also use this to invite, like I said, potential strategic partners. So if you want to meet one of the most successful physical therapists in the world that you could bring on to potentially do a masterclass for your future clients, you could invite them on the podcast. If you want to invite someone that you believe you could do a trade with, where they will help you out with being a case study, with answering questions, with being a resource for you in exchange for free marketing, you could invite them on the podcast, hang out for an hour, get to know them, and at the end say, hey, I have an idea for you. Would you be open to hearing me out? And they're going to be like, sure. We've already been talking for an hour, so they're going to definitely be open to it. What I love about this is that while yes, you're taking a step back, once you do, you're very easily able to take 3 steps forward. You could literally invite physical therapists on to do your market research, and then at the end, offer every single one of them a free trial. So you could be like, hey, that was a great podcast. Thank you so much for coming on. I learned so much. That being said, we're actually running something crazy right now for our agency. I haven't told you too much about it, but would you be open to hearing me out? They're going to say yes. You say, awesome. Well, I'd love to be able to actually run all of your marketing for free. And if you love the results, after 30 days, we can talk about what it would look like to work together. And if not, you get a free 30 days on us. That's something that you might be open to. Again, guys, they just spent an hour with you. They're warmed up. They know you. They like you. They trust you. They're going to be much more willing to say yes. And you could do this all on Zoom from the comfort of your own home. Last but not least, bonus number 3. This is one of the secret hacks that most people miss. And if you actually look at most successful marketing agencies, they all have this. And it's getting a power partner. You essentially want to offer yourself as like an internship to work for free for someone else forever in exchange for them being a reference, in exchange for them being a case study, in exchange for them letting you test new marketing strategies out, in exchange for them letting you use them on ads, on videos, to create content, to learn the industry, so on and so forth. So this might take a while. This is not a quick one, but if you can find someone that is really good in your industry and you can bring them on as a power partner to help you in exchange for you doing their marketing for free, it's going to help you take the learning curve of your niche and cut it down tenfold. By the way, starting a podcast is one of the easiest ways to get people in the door to then eventually pitch them on doing strategic partnership, where you say, hey, I'm really looking for a power partner in the industry, someone that knows their stuff, someone that's really successful that can help me get to know the game. And in exchange, I'll do all of your marketing for free forever. And if you love them as a power partner after working together, you could even offer them equity, because now you have someone in the industry that knows it inside and out. They could be your reference. They could literally hop on sales calls with you. One of the things that we did with our power partner is whenever our closers couldn't close a deal, if we knew that the deal was closable, we would actually schedule a follow-up with our power partner on the phone with the prospect to help them close. That's bonus number 3. If you guys follow these 9 steps and those 3 bonuses, your chances of hitting 10K a month, your SMMA, will go up drastically. So with that in mind, if you guys love this video, drop a comment below. Let me know. It would mean a lot. In fact, if you're a winner, if you're a savage, if you're going to hit 10K a month, let me know in the comments. I want you to write down, I will hit 10K per month, like my life depends on it. And last but not least, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe. It would mean a lot. And we'll see you guys on the next video.